Fortunately, no one was injured. However, using state-of-the-art Channel 5 computer technology, we'll show you how disastrous it could have been. Here's how it would have looked if the plane had crashed into a school. Now here's how it would have looked if the plane had crashed into a school for bunnies.
You think you got hired within the bunch, but you're actually getting fired among the bunches. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Hire a Bunch of Fire Bunches. My name is Rob, and I'm back to the business to help you guys with more answers to your questions from job application, job interview, and job offers. Yay! And and again, I know you guys saw the previews of today's episode in a really funny video, but I'm really glad that those are just animation and cartoons. However, in today's episode, I'm going to show you guys something about most recent incidents and accidents from Boeing, and also especially the interview that the news and medias have done with one of the Boeing whistleblower, Ed Pierson, and show you guys how things were actually going wrong at the end of Boeing party. But in my episode today, I won't show you like what the secret was actually revealed. However, in a different angle, I'm going to show you through the I wouldn't say job interview, but question answer interview that was done between the whistleblower and the reporter. Let's go ahead and start. First of all, I want to show you guys what the person is, and his name is Ed Pierson, and he's got quite a good resume. Education, naval backgrounds. But what's more important I want to show you guys is his career. So he went from 2008, joined Boeing, and then going up right away to I think a senior manager, and then senior manager of production system. So it was really good resume, and especially as a manager, as a professional, what he was capable of, especially in the field of job interview, question and answer. I am pretty sure he's an expert on this, so that's why I want to show you guys what's going on. Okay, long for short. Oh, before we start today's episode, make sure you guys check my link below. I got some goodies over there, and also if you guys really like to support me, make sure you go ahead and do the coffee or buy me a coffee link, and make sure I buy a coffee for this from your sponsorship, and to buy a coffee for my video. And let's check the interview. I'll put the link below for this full interview, so you guys can go ahead and check it as a reference. But I do have 3 questions he's answered to the reporter, and show you guys what's professional way doing it, and also a little between the scene. All right, let's do it. So first question.
Time, focus.
Awesome. I'll write that down so that I remember.
I speed it out a little bit.
Okay. Easiest question of the day. Your first and last name.
Ed Pierson.
Okay, tell me about yourself. All right.
Okay. People have known you to be a whistleblower of Boeing. Kind of walk me through a little bit of your background with the company.
Sure. By the way, it's not a title, I saw it. But yeah, I worked for the company for 10 years and had different positions in the company. I started in a program management responsibilities with kind of software development for the 787 program. And then I moved to flight tests and operations. So I work with the flight test crews, helping schedule flights and doing all that. And then I moved to the factory, and I worked in the factory as a senior manager in the 737 factory over in Renton.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So that's really good. Very smooth, very in the point, and basically he told them that what the reporter wants to know about his background in related with Boeing, right? He's a supervisor, senior manager, and switching between different departments, experience, and the host would know, okay, so he's capable of answering my following questions, okay? If you want to know more on the similar questions, so go ahead and check my previous video, this one, tell me about yourself, okay? And check how the other possibilities and answers you can have. Okay, let's go to my next question. All right.
And really raise attention on matters. So I guess it's a long answer, Glenn, but not at all. We weren't surprised at all.
Wow. You know, when you talk about how you and others have been monitoring some of these issues, what is really at the heart of the problem? Is it that Boeing is a bad company? Is it, you know, everything's just an assembly line, push it through? Is speed the issue? Like, what do you see as kind of the root of some of this?
Okay, root cause analysis, okay? So let's see how his answer structure is.
Several root causes.
Several root causes.
Obviously, it goes back to the 2 MAX crashes. And I'd say first and foremost, it's leadership or lack of leadership. You know, the board of directors of the company have fiduciary responsibility to make sure that the airplanes and the products are safe. The CEO has a responsibility. You know, I saw in the news that he made, you know, a big deal about coming to Renton and visiting Renton and being at the site. That's a problem. I mean, when your CEO is, it's a big deal for the CEO to show up. I mean, he should be very familiar. He should be frequently at the site, walking around, talking to the employees, finding out what their issues are, sitting in a corporate office in Arlington, Virginia, and talking to people about the stock. That's not going to get the planes healthy. It's not going to get the company healthy. And unfortunately, the board of directors has also been, you know, completely out. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. And so the people that we talk to are telling us that unfortunately, the factory is in, which is shocking for me to believe, it's in worse shape than it was, you know, before the planes were built to crash. So I know this isn't reassuring to passengers. I mean, it's certainly not, you know, confidence inspiring, but we have to admit these problems exist, meaning the company has to admit that all these issues are really real. It's not just a blowout of the door, right? That's a visible, obviously scary situation. But we've noticed a lot of issues with the planes. I mean, we have had flight management computers repeatedly failing. We've seen stab trim motor failures. I know some of this doesn't make, you know, may not make sense, but these are flight-related safety systems, and these are new airplanes. You know, and if anybody wants to kind of judge for themselves, we have the FAA has a very fancy database, but it's really hard to figure out how to use it even if you're an aviation person, because of nomenclature and stuff. Yeah, but anyhow, we figured out a way to take their data and select reports and put it into a more user-friendly view. So, you know, people can look at it under our incident reports tab, and you can read for yourself and just go down and look at these incidents. We did a report in September. We looked at an analysis of all these reports, and it just so happened that Alaska Airlines, which is actually the airline of my choice, has been my favorite airline. You know, it's had a boatload. I mean, large numbers of reports, and when you look at the hours and how many hours the plane is, you know, they're brand new planes. They should not be having those kinds of problems, and this information is not really available to the public. So the public is unaware of this. So it's a very concerning situation. So,
yeah.
Okay, very detailed, very thorough. Basically, he started with a summary, and then details, and then the fact that supports his detail, and you know, a little bit like with numbers and data, and and then conclusion. Okay, so very clear structure. That's what I'm saying. He's a professional, expert in the way of answering interview questions like this. Okay, I do have a little bit between the same stuff. What I call that. So in about this part, I think, yeah, somewhere around here. Okay, let's see what happened.
Things that you just don't do, and we're doing, and that's why we're not building planes to the quality that we are, you know, we have done historically. And it really is a complete, utter leadership failure right now.
Okay, listen.
I'm gonna write that. I mean, write down some of this, because I think what you're saying is just so important. The FAA announced.
Okay. Did you hear that? So the interviewer actually had a little bit of flops, right? A flopper. So that's what I call a unprepared, or like the interviewer wasn't ready at all. So not I would say at all, but wasn't ready. So for this, something like this, hey guys, make sure you check my previous episode. I think I have interview floppers or something. So check this episode. I did have a live recording when once upon a time the interviewer that interviewed me had a mistake or incident that was really, got me away from this company that I was interviewing, right? Okay, so back to Ed. The last but not least question that I had is a really good one. I think it's of chapter A or something. Chapter 9. Okay, here we go. All right, listen up.
Let's talk about some positives. You said
I'm ready to be positive.
Yeah,
Positive.
You said that, in your head, there are some solutions that Boeing.
Okay, let's talk about
could have.
solutions.
So what are some of those that you could kind of walk me through?
I'll just say these are not just all my.
So basically, tell me about example, or tell me about experience, or tell me your experience to solve the issue in the future, or what's your outlook if you were in this position? Okay.
So these are ideas that other people fed me, and I don't want to play. I will plagiarize them, but first and foremost, you have to admit that you are having these mistakes, and it's way bigger than
admit
this
mistakes.
This is just a symptom of a much larger issue of quality control. You have to admit that you have a problem. You have to recognize that everybody's a leader, not just the CEO, right? So that mechanic who's a new mechanic who maybe he or she has got a problem and they need to speak up and they need to feel comfortable speaking up because what they're doing is really important. Having that courage and fortitude to speak up, even when there's a lot of pressure to get the job done, just get it done, move it down the line. And the leadership at all levels need to support that environment.
Yep.
Training is huge. I came out of the military, and we would take young people and we put them in
leadership
a
trainings,
6-month training period, and they would come out and they would go to in my case, they would go to a squadron, and then they would that was the beginning of their training. We would say, you're really now going to learn. And so we invested a lot in training of people. And right now, I think our typical employees will come in and they get like 8 weeks of training, and then they're put on the line. And if everything's going well and they're rested and the quality control is good and they have their parts and they have the support of supervision and they're not pressured, they do amazing work. But you take a person and you put them in that pressure cooker and you say, Gwen, you got to get me your report. You got 30 minutes to get it done, and I don't want to hear excuses, right? People stop talking, and we saw that. We saw that before the crashes. I saw that. That's what I testified to Congress. So there are solutions, but the biggest solution is I think the shareholders of the company need to demand new leadership. The CEO needs to go. He's had plenty of time, 10 plus years, lots of broken promises. Same thing with the board of directors, I hate to say it. They need
That's
new leadership
sharp.
and they need to start from scratch.
All right, perfect. Okay, did you get all that? All the answer, especially his structure, organization, and the way he do the presentation of his answer to all the interviewers' questions, right? If you didn't, make sure you check the link below for the full video. But in another way, feel free to leave me comments, and I'll check 2 to 3 of your comments and make sure I have everything ready for the next few episodes as a free giveaway, okay? But same old, if you like the video, hit the like button and share it with someone who need it. And I'll see you when I see you for the next episode. Peace out.